What's going on, everyone? TallenV back here, and today, before I start the video, go ahead and check out the top right in the corner real quickly. I have another video on there about potential streaming options and everything like that, so go ahead and check that out. I need your opinions. I actually need you guys to help me with that, so go ahead and check that out, and please give me your thoughts and opinion in that video and also on Twitter and everything. I'd really appreciate it and can really help me out within the next coming weeks, and can really probably help improve the channel and streaming in the whole 9 yards. So anyway, let's get into the news real quick, because we actually have some new fighter information, but it is not actually from VJump. It is over from Game Informer. They apparently have some deal going on for the next month where they get all this extra information on fighters and everything. And so I'm not going to go over everything because, you know, it's in English, and for the most part, everyone that watches my channel can, you know, speak and read English. But I do want to go over a few things that caught my eye, especially with the kanji in a couple of the shots, and then also just what some of the mechanics could potentially be. I will leave a link in the description below, though, so you go ahead and check it out if you want to. So let's go ahead and get started. So first off, I'm going out of order here compared to what the article says, because of course, I'm going to be going by the stuff that caught my eye particularly. So first off, we're going to be going over the story mode, okay? So you know that they've been kind of, you know, hush-hush on the whole story mode thing. You know, like, all we really know is that Android 21, an original character made by the original creator himself, is in the game and everything, and she's somehow stirring up trouble, and we don't really know everything that's really going on. But what we do know is the fact that it will be taking place after Dragon Ball Z. But does that mean after Dragon Ball Z in the terms of after the 10-year gap, or just after when Kid Buu was defeated? Because if you've seen from the trailer, you know, and all those little story, you know, sneak peeks and everything, we see Bulma in her outfit and her style in Dragon Ball Super. So I'm thinking it's after Kid Buu, honestly. So there must be some point between Kid Buu being defeated and Beerus coming along or something like that. Who knows? Maybe it's after Beerus, or maybe it's even further. Maybe it's after this Universal Survival Tournament. Spoilers. I don't know. I actually have really no idea. But anyway, so that is something that is right there. But one thing I noticed in the picture that they are showing off, which has Yamcha, Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and somebody else. I can't really see there in the corner when I'm trying to look at it. But if you notice at the, you know, this is basically normal in all their kind of, and Arc systems, all their fighties and everything. You know, you get some kind of ranking essentially whenever you finish a match. You know, they look at your combos, your all, you know, all this stuff. But then down below, they have two things in Japanese and everything. And one of them is Zeni. And it seems that going by all the points that you get, it will total up and you're going to get a certain amount of Zeni. And it made me wonder, okay, what are we going to be buying with this Zeni? Because we had a similar system, if I remember correctly at least, in Guilty Gear, the newest Guilty Gear game, where you collected coins, essentially, or whatever in-game currency you want to call it, and then you were able to use it. And my first thought would have been like, oh, costumes and stuff like that, but again, games made by Arc System are not known for having alternate costumes. It's always just about the colors, and that's about it. You know, they're all about the balancing the characters and everything. Not so much, oh, we need to make this new skin for this character, or, you know, whatever it might be. I could be completely wrong, though. It could be something like that. But I'm not really sure what the Zeni part of it is going to be. So it'll be really interesting to see exactly what we can buy with that stuff. If you have any ideas, let me know down in the comments below, because I'm always interested to know, and we'll just have to see. So yeah. And then the second thing, the biggest second thing that caught my mind at least, was this new system that's implemented. Apparently, there are gonna, if you notice at the bottom of the next picture, there are 7 spots for the Dragon Balls. And apparently when you complete in-game stuff, and it doesn't really specify on that, then like a Dragon Ball will appear, and then if you collect all 7, then something special happens essentially. Now, some people are thinking that it's within the match that you are currently playing, like get, you know, a 10, just as an example, like get a 10-hit combo or something like that, do this, do a level 3 super, that kind of stuff, that maybe then that's how it starts to fill up. Others think that maybe this is only to your personal single player, or it technically could be in your multiplayer too, but it's only for you. It does not affect the other, you know, person that you might be fighting or whatever it might be. So it could be something like that. I'm not really sure. So, but it'd be really interesting to see exactly what happens with these. And the only other thing it really says is that it says our initial guess was that it looked like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite's use of the Infinity Stones. In Dragon Ball, one of the functions of the Dragon Balls was to revive the dead. So it could work maybe something like that, which I guess, but that means that it does go back to my original theory of it's just simply within that match, and if you, as long as you keep doing things, then that will fill up and you get to revive a character. Or Or, you know, I don't see this being as something like an online mode, but maybe it's some kind of other special mode. Because as you know, these kind of fighting games, they have tons of mode. Arcade, training, the whole 9 yards. And so maybe it has something to do with that particularly. There's going to be some kind of special mode where you're fighting. Maybe it's like extra hard or something like that. Like extra kind of like fierce boss or something like that. Because BlazBlue had that actually. And still has it, even in their mobile game especially. Where you can fight these different variations of characters as boss characters essentially. And so maybe they're going to do something like that. And to make it hard, and you know, they're going to make it harder, so then maybe they give you a little bit of an extra leg up to be able to revive one of your guys, even though the character's completely hard and it doesn't even matter, you're still going to get your butt kicked. It's really hard to say on that one. So that is definitely something, those are two of the biggest things that I saw that were really interesting. And again, like I said, I left the link in the description below so you can go check it out. Other things that they talked about, you know, they did the kind of generic interviews and stuff like, how do you pick the right characters for the game and everything? And they said, well, we're basically going with people that are A, popular, but B, also that can bring unique dynamics to the game. And for example, they said, so for example, we're not going to be bringing in the Frieza soldiers and stuff like that, which we honestly knew already, right? This character cast is going to be a lot smaller, and it means that we're going to have, you know, more unique characters, because if you've been looking at any of the characters and everything, they're all very unique and everything, and it is really nice. So if you got to play the beta, you know exactly what I'm talking about. No character plays exactly the same. They just don't. So hopefully this means that we can start to see more guys like, you know, Super Saiyan Rose, Hit, Jiren, maybe that might be more down the line would be my guess at least. Not really sure though. Definitely Vegito for me. I know a lot of people want Gotenks and everything. Broly, I know he's popular, but at the same time, I don't think he'll be in the game, honestly. I don't see how he would work, honestly. I really don't. So, again, you're not going to be able to, you know, make everyone happy when it comes to the roster. But I think as long as they get the majority of the good characters and everything, then we're all good to go there. So it will be interesting. Again, also, let me know down in the comments below, what characters do you want them announced? Only name your top 3, though. Don't name, like, 10,000 of these guys or whatever. I don't know if there's that many players that you could actually name, but still, name your top 3 that you'd want to see as well down in the comments below, because I always like to see what you guys like to think and everything, and if someone thinks of something, you know, unique, because originally, I kept calling it that Yamcha was not going to be in the game, and now he is, so it's really interesting to see that. So I don't know, I probably won't really use Yamcha that much, but I think I'll try him out. I'm definitely going to try every single character out that I possibly can. So it will be interesting to see all about that and everything. And then at the very beginning of it, it just simply talked about how they have, like, you know, replay systems. Tutorials apparently aren't going to be as long compared to BlazBlue and Guilty Gear, and they're going to more implement the training stuff into the story, which does make sense. I mean, they kind of done that with other Dragon Ball Z games, so it definitely makes sense. And I think it just helps bring maybe more of the newer players in if you're not used to fighting games and stuff like that. But that is pretty cool. And then they have, like, replay stuff. They even talked about how the fact that they even had like a very early version of the game where you had like flying and, you know, beam struggles and everything like that, which they said we just simply took out, which makes sense because if they explain beam struggles, it's just mashing buttons, right? So it's not really a skill or anything. You just gotta tap it as fast as you can and everything. So it didn't really make sense, and I honestly agree with that. I think there were a couple times in the beta though where it wasn't a beam struggle, just the beams cancel each other out. That's basically all it was. Or if one was stronger than the other, it just flew right through, which makes sense personally. I think that's okay, and they still kind of have struggles really. You know, if you both Dragon Dash at each other, and then you start just doing the automatic fighting real quick, and you can kind of push them to one side or the other. That does happen, but other than that, that doesn't take away from it. It's not going to give you a huge advantage or anything. It just basically sends you both back, and then you keep going from there. So yeah. So anyway, guys, that is it for the video. Kind of a short one, but nonetheless, just some updated information and all this stuff. Expect more from V-Jump when it comes out here in Japan around probably the 20th or 21st, I would say, of October. Got another couple weeks, but nonetheless, can't wait to see what they announce next. Just give me that Vegito announcement, and we are all good to go. We are all good to go on that one. So yeah. So anyway, guys, again, leave your comments down below in the comments as always. Leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe if you happen to be new. And until next time, everyone, I will see you in the next one.